Please don't let Mike Tyson be in the new Smash Bros. As well. With every generation of pop culture comes a new age of stories, of rumors, of legends that are told in hushed tones at the schoolyard that inspire us to delve deeper into the hobbies we adore. And luckily for us, gaming is no different. Who hasn't heard tales of unlocking Luigi in Super Mario 64, or of hidden levels tucked away within our favorite games? Granted, many of these rumors can turn out not to be true, but every now and then, genuine secrets would be whispered amongst friends. Before the rise of the internet and strategy guides, players would have to teach themselves how to solve the mysteries that made up their favorite games and conquer the challenges within. And when it came to challenge, one game stands above the rest and gets right in your face. Put on your gloves and get ready for an uppercut. Let's talk about Punch-Out! Players turning on Punch-Out for the first time would have been in for a bit of a surprise. This was a sports game. Why were we being introduced to these people? And then came those magical words. Playing the role of Mac, it's you. Little Mac wasn't just a faceless athlete, he was a character as recognizable and heroic as Mario. Someone you would be proud to go on a journey with to become the greatest boxer in the world. His small stature served two purposes, to give you the feeling of being an underdog, and so that he could always be on screen without obscuring your much larger opponents. Meanwhile, the soundtrack was phenomenal, the graphics were expressive and larger than life. This game had it all, but somehow, even greater still, was the gameplay itself. You see, Punch-Out managed to walk that very thin line between being too easy and being too frustrating. Difficulty in game design is tricky like that. If you're too forgiving, players will just blast through your game and be done with it. On the other hand, if you're too intimidating, players will simply give up in disgust. But what Punch-Out does so well is that rhythm of victory and failure that keeps a player wanting more. Those first couple of fights are easy and not that stressful. The player can figure out the different controls and punches at their own pace. Glass Joe is the perfect example of teaching a game's mechanics without being overbearing. His punches are slow, and his entire body flashes when he's winding up for an attack. This flash being associated with the different body movement teaches the player that they need to look for tells in their opponent, the little changes that tell a player when or when not to attack. Later opponents remove the flash, but since you already know about these tells, you're better prepared to be on the lookout for what makes each fighter unique. Because really, that's what makes Punch-Out, well, Punch-Out, isn't it? It's the crazy cast of characters and the things that set them apart from each other that truly raises the bar for how you play the game. With combat having such an emphasis on timing and opportunity, facing a new opponent for the first time can be terrifying. You don't know what their tells are, you don't know the timing to dodge certain punches, and then some opponents will come out of nowhere with special attacks that are nearly certain to knock you out the first time you encounter them. But over time, you slowly begin to learn. Each time you face this previously impossible fighter, you'll get a little bit closer to victory. Maybe by accident, or maybe by working together with your friends and sharing strategies, you'll discover that punching Bald Bull in the middle of his charge will knock him out cold. You'll figure out how to completely destroy previous opponents in just one round until you finally defeated the one who's given you trouble for so long. For just a moment, you're allowed to bask in your victory, in the feeling of finally having overcome your personal vendetta. And then, you get to repeat the process all over again with the next fighter. Each match of Punch-Out is a tug-of-war of emotions. Moments of escalation when you manage to knock someone down, terror when they start throwing uppercuts left and right, and vicious determination when you struggle to get up from your second knockdown. And somehow, Punch-Out manages to keep these emotions in high gear throughout the entire game, always surprising you with new opponents to face and new situations to master. Punch-Out may not be the longest game in the world, but its journey was certainly legendary, and one that you could either embark on your own, or with the rumors and wisdom of other players to guide you, and for keeping us invested in the story of an underdog boxer and making every victory a monumental occasion, I'd have to say that Punch-Out is, without a doubt, really freaking clever.